It's time for Mountain Crest High School Sports, a presentation of 107.7 KLZX and CashValleyDaily.com. Made possible by the support of our sponsors, DD Auto and Salvage, Adams Wealth Advisors, Mountain Crest Booster Club, State Farm Agent Lana Powell, Cache Valley Daily, Young Toyota and Young Honda, Napa Auto Parts, Les Olson IT, The Logo Shop, and Planet Fitness. Now, it's time for the Mountain Crest Mustangs on 107.7 KLZX.
Hello and welcome in, everybody, here to Mountain Crest football here on 107.7 KLZX and CashValleyDaily.com. The long wait is over. We have made it out of the dark ages, and we've come back to sports and the fall season. And I'm excited here. My name is Cody Olson, your voice of the Mountain Crest Mustangs. I'm joined here in the, you can call it a booth, but we're in the stands.
We're in the stands.
Right now. We are among the East faithful as we get ready for this game between the Mountain Crest Mustangs visiting here on their season opener, home opener for the East Leopards. It's exciting to be here with you in the foothills of Salt Lake City. We're in the shadow of Rice-Eccles Stadium, and it is, I mean, you couldn't ask for better weather right now.
Right now it's beautiful. A little humid, but I would take humid over whatever else might happen. So
absolutely. Well, I am excited to kind of bring you this action here today. We are getting ready and set for kickoff. We're approximately 10 minutes away. I'm sure there's going to be a lot of pleasantries out on the field. And in the meantime, we'll be able to go ahead and give you a little bit into both of these teams, getting a scoop as to the football season, where Mountain Crest stands, where does the media think of East? Spoiler alert, they think pretty highly of the East Leopards this year.
Yes, they do. They're expected to win their division right now, which is high praise in the 5A division there. Yeah,
well, East having moved from 5A to 4A this year in Region 10. They're moved here, and they are picked to finish first above Stansbury, the Beat Diggers, the Jordan Beat Diggers, and others in Region 10 of 4A.
Stansbury is in our division now.
Is that true?
That is true. Okay. We will see Stansbury at home.
There you go. Well, we're excited to kind of give you more action here out at the High School of East. You can hear the boys getting ready underneath us for the Leopards. It's time for us to get into the pregame show, brought to you in part by Napa Auto Parts, your locally known Napa Auto Parts supplies parts to over a dozen local Napa auto care centers. You can count on them and get their trust as certified mechanics. Well, it's time for us to go ahead and take a look. Let's start with the Mustangs at this point. Coming into a brand new year, fourth year under head coach Visser, after amassing a 21-15 record at Mountain Crest, the Big Piney product, actually the Preston product, but former Big Piney head coach,
correct,
is bringing in for the first time a group of seniors that have been with him since the very beginning in 4 years. And that comes with a lot of continuity and a lot of hope that, this is the product that Coach Visser wants.
Correct. And, I got a chance to speak with Coach Visser and several of the players. And the fact of the matter is that was kind of what they had. They were just chomping at the bit. Everybody was like, we're ready for the season to start. We've been ready for a long time. We know the program. We know what's expected of us, and we're ready to go.
Well, there's a lot more to talk a little bit about the Mustangs. They bring back probably the most production of the majority of the teams in the region. After having lost to Skyview in the 4A second round last year, they tied with a 7-4 record in Region 11. They come back here, a great defense, great offense. They're bringing back a lot of players, a lot of whom we've heard their names before. Micah Clemens, Kai Passy, Kale Olson, just to name a few. An offensive line anchored by Siosi and Kekoa Tupuola and others. And it feels like that Mountain Crest, for the first time in what feels like a very long time, doesn't have to rebuild on the fly.
Right.
And that doesn't really get said very often for high school football teams on a year-to-year basis.
Yeah, exactly. They are really got a good, solid core. And those that are filling in as well, they're got experience as well. So they're kind of, in a good position to start this season out.
Defensively, Mountain Crest boasts one of the 4A's top units, led by Carter Egbert, of course. Huerta, whom is going to be playing defense and offense in a 3-3 scheme. Coach, what is it about the 3-3 scheme that you like, that you dislike for Mountain Crest specifically at this point right now?
So, I'm going to point this out. Their base is a 3-3, but knowing Coach Schwab as I do, that's just one of many that he will show. It really depends on what they're playing against. They will mix it up. What I like about the 3-3, especially in Region 11, is you are in a pass-heavy region with Skyview, with Ridgeline, with Stansbury. It is pass-heavy. And so your 3-3 gives you that opportunity to drop another player back and cover those passes.
It's a pass-heavy league. Passing, of course, has been a main focus. It's sexy when it comes to football right now.
Is.
High school football mimics what the pros have done, and passing is the name of the game. So that 3-3-5 is going to be something that we'll look forward to as we get going. Coach, you had a chance to sit down with Coach Visser and talk a little bit about the upcoming season. What were the main talking points that you felt like were prevalent to you, and what do you want to bring forth to those that are joining us here on 107.7 tonight?
So the biggest thing that I got from speaking with Coach Visser is the fact that he's got a lot of confidence in these kids. In all the positions, Braden Larson brings a lot of confidence to that quarterback position. A lot of the offense didn't change because they kept most all of their wide receivers. The biggest difference is, the loss of their running back last year, which just lost me. Anyway, Aaron Bell, who brought nearly 1,200 yards of running. And so rather than going to a single back, Mountain Crest is going to do running back by committee and kind of go with whoever's got the hot hand for the night. All four of which play defense, so having them rotate will also help them in there. But the biggest thing that I get from Coach Visser, talking to him and the boys and the coaches, is their confidence. They are ready to come out and show, with a little chip on their shoulder, that they're better than what some of the polls have said so far.
Well, we've got the captains out on the field right now, met at the 50-yard line. Mountain Crest wearing their white tops, white bottoms, navy helmets with the Mustang logo. East rocking the red tops and white bottoms. They look fresh. I've always really liked East's uniforms. They've been very clean.
Yeah.
And,
they're Alabama-esque kind of feel to
unchanging.
them.
They've got the double stripes. And it looks like after the toss, Mountain Crest will receive the opening kickoff and work their way from north to south. I'm assuming that means that East will probably get the chance to receive in the second half. Mountain Crest will start off offensively first. And you mentioned, that committee of running backs, all of which play defense. Coach, Mountain Crest has always been predicated upon, you play multiple positions, you play multiple sports.
Right.
At this level of 4A, are you a little bit concerned that your entire running back room could possibly be gassed by running offense, and then they got to go out and play defense right after that?
So that's one of the things that I talked to Coach Visser about, and the fact of the matter is, he says with running four of them, it should work out pretty good.
We're going to go ahead, step aside for our national anthem. We'll be right back after these messages.
Insurance is exciting.
Are you kidding me? However, Lana Powell's State Farm Insurance makes buying insurance a little less painful. Call 752-7639 for a quick quote.
Find the parts and the oil you need to keep your car and equipment running its best at your locally owned Napa Auto Parts. All the best brand names. And when you need professional help, Napa can recommend a dozen Napa Car Care Centers with ASE certified technicians.
From what's happening in local political elections, to breaking news, to photo galleries and replays of the latest games. If it's happening in our community, it's on CashValleyDaily.com and the Cache Valley Daily app. Local, relevant news on CashValleyDaily.com.
We welcome you back here to East High School as we get ready for more action here on the gridiron. The long wait finally over. We appreciate all of you as you continue to have patience with not just us, but all of the radio crews around Cache Valley right now. It is the first game of the season. We're blowing off the dust off of all of the equipment.
Yes.
And fingers crossed all things will work out today. We're about 30 seconds away from kickoff time. We neglected to name the starters, or rather the captains that went out for both of these teams. However, I did want to let you in, Coach, and let the listeners know of who should we be watching for, your top 3 for Mountain Crest tonight, who's going to be coming back and maybe playing a big role production-wise for the Mustangs.
So offensively, you're going to want to watch out, obviously, for Braden Larson, who is not only a great passer, but he's got some feet too. He can run when he needs to at quarterback. Kale Olson, my apologies. Kale Olson had a huge sophomore season last year stepping out, and now he's out here as a junior. He's got some more height, and he is really ready to catch, give that passing game a lot to work at. You also have Kai Passy, which is a huge target from the tight end position.
All right, here we go. Kickoff time. It is James Hardy for East, ready to boot it off of his left foot. Back for the Mustangs, it looks like Huerta and Kale Olson, like you mentioned, your top players, or a few of them. We are ready for football action here at East in Salt Lake City on 107.7 KLZX. Our national anthem having just barely concluded, and we're waiting for our officials to give the go-ahead thumbs up. Each team in position. Looks like there's some discussions on the East sideline. It looks like they're trying to start the clock, as you can see.
It's all zeros.
All zeros right now.
So we will be going to overtime at the beginning
already.
Of the game.
Right. James Hardy, the sophomore wide receiver, 5'11", 168. He's the big lefty. Kale and...
and they're having clock issues, but
they are having clock
like we're saying, it's the first game of the season for everyone, the referees, the players, for us.
Absolutely.
The clock people.
Right. Absolutely. So we'll go ahead and try and make sure that all of our stuff is in line with what we need. And we'll get ready for
kickoff. Oh, they've got the 12 on the clock. We're good.
We're good to go. All right, here we go. Up and underway. Hardy with the left foot. It'll go high into the near side. It will be fielded by Huerta over to the far side. He will reverse field to the 20 and cut up the middle to the 30 and be brought down near the 33-yard line. Coach, this is the first time we're going to see the Mountain Crest offense out on the field for... we've been waiting to see them for a hot minute. I know for me, it's been a while for football, and I'm just excited as I'll get out to see them.
I am too. So last year, Mountain Crest defense, like you mentioned, kind of anchored this team. Offense struggled with some injuries. I'm excited to see how they play.
Spread offense for the Mustangs. 2 wide receivers to the near side. A running back offset to the right of Larson. It looks like Huerta is the one to get the start here, running back wise. They will swap positions, bring Passy in, and flip Croft onto the opposite side with the motion near. Handoff the middle. Here comes Huerta. Lowers his shoulder and gets a gain of about a modest 4 on the first down.
And he's one, I love the way Huerta runs, because he's one of those, you just heads up, he's going to run through you kind of runners. Hard hitting, hard runner. You get that from a defensive player. So.
Absolutely. You kind of get that mentality and that intensity. They'll keep with Huerta, same formation, and they'll flop again. Mountain Crest will give East a couple different looks here, stacked to the near side on the left side hash. Here comes the draw from Larson. He'll get some space up the left side across the 50 and brought down by number 24, Isaac Scaly.
Larson on the keep.
East.
And that's what you're going to get with Larson. They are not afraid to run him. And, I got to meet with Larson, and he's packed on the muscle to do this very thing. So,
well, Braden Larson, the senior quarterback, went down with a collarbone injury partway through the season. Mountain Crest missed him dearly in the latter half push, came back for the playoffs, but alas, it was kind of tough for the Mustangs. They're going to flop formation again. A little bit tighter bunch set now. Larson will get the snap near the 50-yard line, pitch it over to the left-hand side, and around the corner go the Mustangs for a gain of 5. That is the running back that we're going to be calling again, part of that committee. Number 40, Carter Egbert. Egbert is a stellar linebacker as well.
He is, and I'm excited to see him play on defense as well.
2nd down and 5 coming up for the Mustangs. Got to get to the 39. They sit now at the 44, working inwards against East. Out on the far side hash. Trips to the near side. They will motion Egbert out to quads. Blitz from East. Here comes the double pass look, and Mountain Crest has it open, and he overthrows his man.
That was an amazing play call, though, because they caught them on a blitz. If he would have been able to connect, that would have been 6 points.
Cale Olson, the 6'1 frame, reached high up in the air, and it falls over his head. Incomplete, 3rd down and 5. A great play call, aggressive, but execution there just a hair off for the Mustangs. They continue their drive. 3rd down and 5. Again, doubles to either side of Larson on the far side hash again. He'll get the snap near his chest, look down the field, pressure up the right side, calmly steps in the pocket, flush to his right, heaves it down the far side. It's going to be undercut and dropped by the defenseman. Again, good look by East, just falls right in and out of his hands. It could have been going the other way.
Yeah, that could have been an easy 6, or that could have been an easy pick for East there.
4th down and 5 now, as the Mustangs had a little bit of momentum. Now they lose it. Now they're going to have a question as to what they want to do at this portion of the field.
And as usual, Visser loves to go if he's on the other side of the 50. So
4th down. Here comes, again, tight trips by the Mustangs. Larson. Linebacker jumps here, gets a little bit of a look, a rollout designed, and Larson has nowhere to go. He's going to heave it up over his head. He's got a man high, and it's going to be incomplete.
It's really should have been pass interference on that one, but
a little hand battle there, and the Mustangs turn it over at the 44-yard line of East. The Leopards defense makes the stand. That was, I believe, the sophomore William Barlow, free safety wide receiver, 5'11", 155, with good coverage on the Mustangs.
Just an underthrown pass, a little bit over the top, and he wouldn't have had to stop for it, and would have been there, but.
All right, now the Leopards on offense will take over. Pretty good field position near the 45-yard line. They'll cape it, and this will be the first time that we're going to really see anything about East, as they've been pretty radio silent as to anything coming out of this campus here. Pistol formation. Handoff to the right side, up the middle, and into a wave of Mustang defenders. I believe that was number 22, Sociata Vake, the 5'8", 163 sophomore. Vake takes it up the middle for 2.
On the carry for East.
A good stop by Mountain Crest, who has generally been really good at stopping the run.
2nd down and 8 for the Leopards. Mustangs got to get back offsides. They lined up initially offsides, get back into position. Pistol again, doubles, and the fumbled snap ball is up for grabs, and it's scooped up by Mountain Crest at the 40.
Beautiful play. Just a fumble in the back, and ball ended up popping right back into, I'm not sure who picked that up.
It looked as though it might have been the senior Kai Kaha, the defensive end, defensive tackle, scooped up. Just a fumbled exchange in the backfield for East, and catastrophic here. The Mustangs get a second chance with 8:12 left in the first. Second time they'll have a chance on offense here, and they've actually gained 4 yards from where they last stopped offensively.
Yep. And if you remember, last year, Mountain Crest's offense, great between the 20s, struggled in the red zone.
Absolutely. Here's Larson again. He's going to send motion across his face. This is Muir. They're going to fake it to him. Larson will keep up the middle, slide for about a gain of 5 up the middle. And I know that Larson's pretty tough, but maybe you want to keep a little bit of the hits to a minimum on your starting quarterback.
Yep, exactly. Well, and it's nice when you have an offense where your quarterback can throw and run, because it keeps your linebackers honest on the backside.
Absolutely. A lot of motion by Mountain Crest here, and they're lining up 5 wide receivers to either side. It almost looks like they have a plethora. Here's a quick flat in the middle, caught a little curl at the 5-yard line, pushed forward, and a doggy pile past the first down marker. Mountain Crest will get all the way up to the 26. That was Cale Olson again. And it's pretty hard to, Cale's big target.
He is a big target, and got great hands too. With the last name of Olsen, you have to be a good at football. It's just genetically a thing.
I think that's the rule.
It is generally the rule.
First down and 10, near side hash. Trips to the near side, short for Mountain Crest. Larson will survey, get the snap again, look to his left. He's going to go with the one-on-one, double move, open man, corner of the end zone, and it's dropped right in the hands of Micah Clemens.
That was a home run ball.
Oh my goodness, and we know what Micah's capable of too.
Yes.
The double move was beautiful. I don't know if you saw it because Larson looked that way the whole time. Clemens broke down about 10 yards, launched himself way past his defender. He had a walk-in touchdown, and it hit the breadbasket and popped out.
Yep. And it was one of those balls that just drops right to you, too. Yeah.
Was too perfect. Larson again will line up empty back now. He's going to look left to the trip side, pressure up the middle, and then he'll launch it again. He's going to overthrow his intended man, Kai Passy, and it's pretty tough to overthrow a 6'4", 170 frame.
Yeah.
Kai looks a little bit bigger than 170 to me.
Yep.
No, he's 220. I was looking at the wrong one. I'm like, there's no way that man is 170. No way. Third down and 10 for the Mustangs after 2 incomplete passes with 2 very good looks.
Yep. And East is getting some penetration on that outside. Mountain Crest's tackles are doing a good job of getting them, pushing them out, keeping them out of the pocket.
Egbert to the left side of Larson. 2 wide receivers to either side. The shotgun snap. Larson again steps up into the pocket, has some running room. He'll scamper out to the left-hand side, reach for the first down marker, and he will be close. They're going to mark him right there. It's going to be 4th down and inches from my eye.
Yep.
Quite a ways away, and they're going to mark it. We'll see where it goes. Our white hat signaling 4th down. It's going to be a 4th down and about a foot for the Mustangs. Larson probably could have got that if he reached forward with his right arm.
Yeah, a little bit further, forward. And he probably thought he did, but East was barreling down on him right there. So,
like you mentioned, here comes the low red zone for the Mustangs. It's been an Achilles heel for them last year. A team that was very good, ended up 7-4, just for whatever reason had a very hard time punching it in from this distance. We'll see what they can do on 4th down and 1. Larson's going to pitch it to Egbert on the right side. He's got the move, and he rolls over a man, goes head-to-head, and he's going to pick up enough for the first down and some change inside the 15.
Yeah, good run by Egbert. He just lowered his shoulder and got that extra yard that he needed.
Substitutions for the Leopards is out comes Mappa, in comes Creer. Winston Creer, 6'3", 215. He almost looks like a brother and a yin and yang lining up against Kai Passy. They're lined up against each other right now, and I can't tell the difference if their colors swapped. Here comes the Mustangs again, 1st down and 10. Motion across the face. This is Muir. Larson surveys again. Gets the snap, calm and collected, looks to his left. Pressure as Larson goes all the way back to his own 35, finds a man right near the original line of scrimmage. They're going to say incomplete. Intended for Kai Passy. It wouldn't have done anything for the Mustangs. No.
But it was amazing the way he was able to turn and get away from those guys. They were barreling down on him.
Larson threw that ball near his own, like the 35. He had lost about 20 yards worth of work. And we got an update from Skyview and Ridgeline. Ridgeline leads 7-0 over Morgan. Skyview 7-0 over Salem Hills. Logan 7-0 over Hillcrest. So the Cache Valley team is doing pretty good right now. 2nd down, Larson again. Quick pass, left side, caught. Thrown forward for a gain of about 7. He finds his man in that underbelly, and that's Muir.
Yeah, and if they can continue to find that soft underneath, just, it's one of those things where as an offense, you got to take what they're giving you at some point. So,
first quarter here at East High School, 0-0 is the call so far. 5:23 remaining. I'll tell you this much right now, Braden Larson looks so relaxed in the pocket right now. And he looks like a senior that's taken this team. Just needs his wide receivers to catch open passes in the end zone now.
Then they'll be in good shape.
3rd down and 5 for the Mustangs. Egbert to the right of Larson, and here comes another swap. They're going to go quads to the far side. East trying to figure out what they're doing. They were caught up in some motion. Here's Muir. He gets a block up the middle, and he had an initial bit of space, but a quick tackle looked like by number 4, Carmelo Tuamoaheloa. You like how I said that one?
That's a good one. You're doing really well.
There we go.
Sometimes as a broadcaster, when you see East on the thing, you kind of get a little bit of a shiver because
I got
some hard names, but doing good.
4th down and 3 now for the Mustangs. This is their 3rd instance of hitting 4th down now. They missed on one, converted on the other one. They're about 50%. They're still in the red zone with 4:20 remaining here in the first. Larson again in shotgun. He's got Huerta to his right. Everybody bunched in. They're going to flop the running back to the left side, near side hash. Larson gets the snap, looks. It's going to be a pass. Pressure up the middle. He's going to be flushed to the right. Nowhere to go. Larson gets around the corner. Here he goes, and he'll get to the 5, and he's going to be right near that marker.
Near it, yep.
Again, it's going to depend on the spot.
Ooh. They may actually... They're going to measure it.
Oh, East is saying
he's not going to measure it.
Pushed out of bounds, short of the line again. It'll be
that was tough. That's a tough one to swallow because that was really close.
That was quite close. I thought initially they were going to measure it, but no. East says they're short, and they have a good bead down the line.
Yeah, I guess.
They're going to go ahead and take it over on their own 5-yard line. So 1 for 3 now on 4th down for the Mustangs.
Yep.
Been moving the ball well, and they've had a couple walk-in touchdowns. Just haven't been able to capitalize as of this point yet. East going to continue to rock the pistol formation, and this looks like who's my quarterback number right here? Is that?
I can't quite.
Drew Roos? Is that right? No, up the middle. Here comes a little bit of a run, wrapped down after a minimal gain, being swallowed up.
So, from a defensive standpoint. You really want to make that touchdown. But now as it's swapped and you're Mountain Crest and they're up against the goal line, it really makes you salivate as a defensive player. You're like, this is my chance to make a big play. So
Camden Atkinson is the one to wrap down the running back. And I got to be honest, we've got an 11 on the roster here for East, but I don't think that is a 5'6", 120-pound freshman out there.
No, I don't think so.
Here we go. We'll get the name of that. So, and the ball goes in between the legs of the quarterback, goes out the end zone for a safety.
Safety. That is, you don't see that a lot.
No, you don't.
That's the high school level, but you can't beat that from a defensive standpoint.
Dang, that's the second fumbled exchange. Just tough break for the Leopards in their own backfield. This one goes in between the legs of the quarterback and out the end zone. 2 points on the board for Mountain Crest. Didn't think it would come via a defensive safety, but yet here they are. We're going to go ahead and take our first break. Come back to you right after this. You're listening to Mountain Crest Mustang football, up 2-0 over the Leopards in the late first quarter on 107.7 KLZX.
Insurance is exciting.
Are you kidding me? However, Lana Powell State Farm Insurance makes buying insurance a little less painful. Call 752-7639 for a quick quote.
Find the parts and the oil you need to keep your car and equipment running its best at your locally owned Napa Auto Parts. All the best brand names. And when you need professional help, Napa can recommend a dozen Napa Car Care Centers with ASE certified technicians.
From what's happening in local political elections, to breaking news, to photo galleries and replays of the latest games. If it's happening in our community, it's on CashValleyDaily.com and the Cache Valley Daily app. Local, relevant news on CashValleyDaily.com.
Number 11.
Yeah. Welcome back here to East High School as we get ready for more action here from the Leopards. A botched snap goes in between the legs of the quarterback, and at their own 5-yard line, the ball rolls backwards into their own end zone. Now East will kick off from their own 20-yard line. And that quarterback,
Tommy Ellis.
Tommy Ellis, and who's has a number 5 on our roster. So we'll get that right. Here comes the kick high in the air. It's going to go over the top, and Mountain Crest lets it bounce, fielded at the 20-yard line. This is Huerta. Puts a foot in the ground, goes his way to the far sideline, cuts up the middle again, and gets across the 50 and brought down. Mustangs with good position again. We're going to continue to put the heat on the Leopards early in the first quarter.
Yeah, and again, a lot of what I'm seeing with those drop passes, overpasses, it's the first game of the season. You get a lot of jitters that first game of the season. And that's when you get stuff like that. As soon as you get things going and calm down, then you see your production.
And Coach, you were there last year, and it seemed as though it took a little bit for East to get going in the game against Mountain Crest in Hiram. So you don't count out the Leopards now. It's just 2 points, and we're still in the first quarter. Larson and the Mustang offense will begin to rock here. Motion across to the opposite side as the Mustangs will set up in a different formation with Stacks over to the left. Handoff to Huerta up the middle, and he squeezes through the initial break. Gets a gain of about 2. Ripped down by the defensive lineman, number 55, Zion Leagy.
Yep, not quite the push that he got on the first couple runs. But Mount Crest has gone to that run, their first set on first down through most of it. So,
how great is it to have football back, Coach?
Oh, it feels so good. It really does. The fall is amazing.
2nd down and 8 on the far side hash. 47-yard line inwards against the Leopards. Again, that motion across the face from Cale Olson. Larson will drop back to pass on the 5-step drop. Put his foot in the ground and launch long, and it's going to overthrow his man again. Both of those come on in there, and a late flag comes from the far side.
No.
It did come in quite a bit late. It looked like the feet got tangled together. We'll see what the call is. Laundry at about the 20-yard line, right where that pass was. And our far side line judge is going to come on in and tell the White Hat exactly what he did see. And we're going to go ahead and get a pass interference call against the Leopards. Yep. Tough break for East. It was pretty good coverage. They just kind of got their feet tangled up together.
Yeah. In fact, there was a couple other plays that I would have looked closer to it than that one for sure. That one did not look like it. It looked like it was not inconsequential, but
incidental.
Incidental. Thank you.
There you go.
I forgot my thesaurus.
There we go. Green Canyon, update for Green Canyon. They trail Provo 7-0, 6:04 in the first quarter, with Logan beating up Hillcrest 13-0. Bear River trails 9-7 against Cedar. 1st down and 10 as the ball gets moved forward on the pressure, and the clock will run. Mustangs again in position. They're going to hand it off. A patient run here up the left side, and then upended. Great hit from the corner. Number 7, Drew Roos.
And that was Ramos on the carry for Mountain Crest.
Is it Ramos or Ramos?
We'll go Ramos. Sorry, you're probably better at that than. It's definitely Cruz.
2nd down, and they're going to actually move him back of a loss of 1. 2nd down and 11. Egbert comes in to flank Larson on the left side. Quick snap, and they're going to pitch it to him. Egbert just gets a full head of speed and just rolls downhill. It amazes me how Carter Egbert just gets that and just is like, I'm going downhill right now.
He is such, again, like you say, such a downhill runner. And for his size, he's got some real speed.
3rd down and 5 for the Mustangs. Inside the 30-yard line, Larson's going to drop back to pass. Cool, calm, and collected behind his man. Incomplete on the laser beam toss to that's Cale Olson. So Cale and Kai have really been the targets for Larson early in this one. And here we go. We get a 4th down. They forgot.
They are having a really hard time with the
clock has been a little bit tough.
Because the clock is run when it was supposed to be stopped. There were 2 plays where Mountain Crest, the clock didn't run at all.
Tough. Everybody's trying to get back into
the swing of things. They're just not really paying attention in the clock.
And our White Hat
he's going to come up and have a
enough
conversation.
so that he's going to come over there and say, we got to get this figured out. They're going to come over and put the clock back to 1:18. And as tough as it's been trying to get the clock to go in the right times, let's just hope that we know how to put the clock at 1:18.
Yeah, I don't know.
2-0 is the score in favor of Mountain Crest. And you know what we should probably do, Coach, is
what's that?
Probably put the score bug
and
update it. So I'm here giving grief to people about not getting the clock right, and here I am, and I don't even have the score bug correct.
This runs me back to the days when I coached the freshmen, and they made the sophomores do the clock for us.
That's a terrible idea.
Disaster.
Why would you ever think Why would you ever think that's a good idea? 4th down and 4 for the Mustangs. Larson 2 wide receivers to the right, 2 to the left. He'll drop back to pass. Here comes another quick curl, and it's going to be off to the left-hand side. It's going to be well out of the reach of the Mountain Crest receiver. It wouldn't have mattered. Good coverage by Solomon.
On the coverage, turnover on downs again.
So you make that 1 and 4 on 4th down for the Mustangs. And when you convert, man, it really is nice, right? But when you don't, you just feel like all this momentum you've been building has just been for not a whole lot. East, for the 3rd time, is going to try and run out their offense and not give the ball back to the Mustangs.
Yes.
They've had 2 possessions, 2 of which have ended with the ball going back to Mustangs in one fashion or the other. Pistol formation with 2 wide receivers to the near side. Here comes the quarterback, a quick handoff and a cut to the outside, back to the middle, and the Mustangs are there to sandwich him. Good tackle and gang tackle by the Mustangs there.
We have Laundry on the field. I think that's going to be in the area of a hold.
We do have
a
flag down, and a Mustang comes up a tad gimpy. That's Mason Bradford, junior corner. And he's going to take a seat right down at the 40. So while they try and sort out the penalty, the starting corner is going to take a spot right near the 40-yard line and lay on his back. And that looks like Marcus Ma, athletic trainer for the Mustangs and my personal hero.
Yes, my hero as well, Marcus Ma. He is
out to take a look at Mason Bradford. We'll take a break here and come back to you right after this. 1:05 remaining in the first. Mountain Crest leads 2-0. We'll be right back after this quick break.
Insurance is exciting.
Are you kidding me? However, Lana Powell State Farm Insurance makes buying insurance a little less painful. Call 752-7639 for a quick quote.
Find the parts and the oil you need to keep your car and equipment running its best at your locally owned Napa Auto Parts. All the best brand names. And when you need professional help, Napa can recommend a dozen Napa Car Care Centers with ASE certified technicians.
It'll be 1st and 1.
Welcome back here to East High School. 2-0 the score in favor of the Mountain Crest Mustangs after a botched snap safety. Here comes Tommy Ellis, the senior quarterback of East. Motion across his face from the near side to far. They'll hand off on the sweep, and a brought down tackle for loss. Carter Egbert not fooled whatsoever on that one.
Man, he just knifed his way right through there.
Brought down behind the line.
And they went from a 1st and 1 to a 2nd and 5. That's
off the 4 to bring up 2nd down.
That's 5. The way you run the defense.
Yeah, that is reading the offense like a Dr. Seuss book.
Yes.
Easy peasy rhyming. Yep. Getting in there and bringing down the tackle. That's a loss of 4 on the gain for East. Ellis drops back to pass, looks to his left, and it is bobbled and dropped by Solomon, who does a really good job defensively that time, couldn't bring it in offensively. 3rd down coming up for the Leopards.
Yeah, it was a good stop. Perfect. Came in there just right. Knock it out.
Good defense by what looks like a substitution at DV. Now Adrian Garfias is in there.
Yep.
3rd down and 5 for the Leopards. Ellis back in the pistol. So it's a pistol formation. They've been in the pistol the whole time. Here comes the snap. They're going to pitch it out to the far side, and the Mustangs are going to run him out of bounds near the marker. He'll get a gain of about 1. 4th down and 4 coming up at the East 33-yard line. So here comes the punt unit for the Leopards.
I'm very impressed with the way Mountain Crest is playing defense tonight. It's aggressive, it's hard, it's just stifling.
Yeah, no first downs given up by the Mustangs up until this point.
Yeah.
It looks like the Leopards are going to get the chance to punt it off before the end of the first quarter. About 12 ticks of the clock left here in the first. Brought to you by Les Olson IT. Long snap into the waiting arms of the punter, off of the left foot. It's going to be short, and it will bounce near the 50 and roll. Get an East-friendly bounce up to the 35-yard line of Mountain Crest. That will end the first quarter. Mountain Crest leads 2-0 here in Salt Lake City. Football is back, everybody. We hope you're enjoying it. Video streaming live on CashValleyDaily.com and possibly on the air now at 107.7 KLZX. We'll come right back after this quick break.
Insurance is exciting.
Are you kidding me? However, Lana Powell State Farm Insurance makes buying insurance a little less painful. Call 752-7639 for a quick quote.
Great insurance, less.
Find the parts and the oil you need to keep your car and equipment running its best at your locally owned Napa Auto Parts. All the best brand names. And when you need professional help, Napa can recommend a dozen Napa Car Care Centers with ASE certified technicians.
From what's happening in local political elections, to breaking news, to photo galleries and replays of the latest games. If it's happening in our community, it's on CashValleyDaily.com and the Cache Valley Daily app. Local, relevant news on CashValleyDaily.com.
All right, welcome back here to East High School. We get a shot of the beautiful Wasatch Mountains in the background here. It is a pretty sweet landscape for East.
It is.
Right here in the foothills, and we're coming back onto the field. We'll give you a quick recap. In the first quarter, Mountain Crest drives into East territory multiple times, but goes 1 for 4 on fourth down. The only points coming off of a botched snap by the Leopards deep on their own goal line. The ball rolls out of bounds. Mountain Crest leads 2-0 here on 107.7 KLZX. It is now go time for first-year head coach Joe Tukuafu, former BYU alum. Here comes the handoff and the cut to the outside for Huerta. Brought down, great defensive play by East. Number 58, Elijah
Brought down
Kwok.
by number 58, Eli Kwok.
Yep, good. The Leopards doing a much better job stopping that run on the first down. Mount Crest just not quite getting the push that they had. But to be honest, one of the main reasons they're able to stop that is they're bringing a lot of pressure from the linebackers up that middle.
Yeah, you're watching East in this one, and if you're watching here on CashValleyDaily.com, what's going on is you're getting a double A gap or double B gap blitz almost every single time. This time East will drop back into coverage, has the screen pass for the Mustangs, will run to the near side. This is a run out of bounds after a quick reception for Micah Clemens, trying to redeem himself here. After the big drop in the end zone, first down for Micah, a gain of 12, up to the 47-yard line.
Trying to catch them with that blitz because, like you said, they keep coming. But that was the one time the blitz didn't come.
That's
but
true.
still, the screen worked well. Got some good blocks down the field.
Larson in spread. He'll send Muir across his face from near side to far. Surveys. Here comes a blitz look from East, and they're going to bring it. Here they go. Larson, pressure, rolling away. He's got to get the ball out of his hands. He's going to set up to throw. Long, he's got a man wide open, caught at the 20-yard line and brought down by the last man that could get him. That was Solomon. Larson, looks like he's playing tag against 20 different Leopards out there, sets his feet near the near sideline and launches it for a gain of almost 40.
Well, it's just, he didn't look like, he was running away, but he didn't look panicked.
Yeah,
and I would be.
I know.
If there were that many red shirts coming at me, I'd be panicked.
Well, they get from about the 50-yard line up to inside the 30. It was probably a 40-yard plus toss from Larson because he threw it from his own 30-yard line way back here. Rolling to the right side, quick toss again, and it's caught. Broken tackle on the right side and a chase down tackle from behind by Drew Roos.
Yeah, that short range seems to be opening up a little bit for Mountain Crest. Of course, the 1-4 was not a short range pass.
And I got to correct myself. That was Carmelo Tuamoa-Heloa. And we get a quick whistle from our white hat, and it looks like a timeout from East. They're going to try and collect themselves here. We'll go ahead and keep it here, Coach. Fun first quarter, but if you're a fan of the Mustangs, you really want to see capitalization on this drive. You don't want to go no points after really, truly offensively going what could be 0 for 5 if you don't on this drive.
Right, exactly. And this is mirroring very much what kind of happened to them at the beginning of last year, where defense was stellar, but offense really struggled, especially down inside the red zone. It's one of those things that's very much a mental thing. You've got to kind of get the cap off, and then that starts flowing for you, for sure.
I do got to say now, watching Mountain Crest, it looks like Braden Larson, the quarterback, is very much calm, collected, in control. He's had people open for walk-in touchdowns. Mountain Crest just has not been able to execute that final play.
Right.
And that's kind of been, like you mentioned, a little bit of a crutch that they had last year. You're trying to fix that for this year so that you can compete for the region, right? If you're going to push the ridge lines, the sky views, the Stansberries of the world, then you got to be here and figure that out.
Yeah, exactly. You've got to have a productive offense to keep up with your defense.
2nd down and 2 for the Mustangs as they come working in spread offense again. Larson will just set his feet. He just looks so calm. He's going to find Kai passing on the right side. They'll wrap him up around the knees and forward. Larson looks almost, I don't want to say too relaxed, but his feet are just like,
yep, he's just
toss,
he's like boom. Well,
1-2 toss.
And right now, the Leopards are backing off and giving them that space, those 5 yards. And when you have a pass game like that, it's just as good as a good run game.
1st down and 10. Carter Egbert lowers his shoulder and he turns what could have been a gain of nothing into a gain of about 2. That's the power of Carter Egbert. But East's type of philosophy here of backing off, has worked out well for them because Mountain Crest can't seem to punch it in the low red zone. So, they're inviting them to make a mistake, to try and do something here.
Right, exactly.
2nd down and goal from about the 8-yard line. Larson with trips to the near side. Looks like man defense shown by East. Larson will set up to pass. Launches long to the corner. He's got Passy over his head. No, incomplete.
He stopped in his route a little bit, turned a little bit too quick. He needed 2 or 3 more steps.
That's where you want to see like Kai Passy to use his height to get up there just a little bit more on that. So here it is, 3rd down and goal from the 8-yard line.
So, and if I remember correctly, a lot of Mountain Crest's touchdowns came from out at the 40 and the 30. They were long touchdowns. Once they got inside the 20, it bogged down, and we're seeing that again tonight.
2-0 for the Mountain Crest Mustangs, knocking on the door. They're trying to get the lid off of what has been a little bit of a tough go for them inside the low red zone. Larson again will get the pass, fake it to Egbert. Here comes some scramble to the right. He finds his man, Egbert, and it will be rolled out of bounds. A flag comes from the opposite near side, far away from the action, and our near side line judge is going to come on over and talk about it. And it looked as though that there might have been a grab inside.
Yeah.
A couple of East defenders gets wrapped around, and we might get confirmation of that. Illegal man downfield by Mount Crest is the call, and they're going to march the Mustangs backwards again.
Yep.
What is it about the low red zone for the Mustangs?
I don't know.
And I can't say it's a trend yet.
No.
Because it's the first half.
First half of the first game of the year. But
they've been here a few times already in this game, and it's just like, oh, man, let's get this in here.
Yeah.
Talking to some coaches, you're trying to pass the ball in there. The defense has an advantage because you've got a compressed area.
Yeah.
Do you try and, find some type of run game action, to kind of make this a little bit easier on yourself, right?
Yeah, of course. That's what you really need is a heavy run game that you can rely on to get you in there if you need.
3rd down and goal from the 13-yard line now. Larson steps back, gets pressure on either side. He's holding it too long. Ball comes out. And now the whistle comes. I was going to say that looks I was going to say, was that a live ball because I heard no whistle. Larson stepped up, climbed the pocket, and then just had nowhere to go with the football.
Well, I think somebody got a hold of him just as he threw it. That's why it kind of died right there. So again, this is, it can be very demoralizing to be down here this many times and come away with no points.
This is where you go into your bag if you're Coach Visser, right? You've been here for 4 years. You've been coaching for a while. This is a huge moment for the Mustangs to try and get some points on the board. Maybe if you have to come up with something exotic right now to kind of get the cap off and get things going, you can. Empty look. Muir will come in motion around the quarterback to the quad side, and Mountain Crest is going to take a timeout. Maybe they are going to come up and draw something up in the playbook. We'll go ahead, and we're going to take a break. Come back to you. Mountain Crest leads 2-0 here at East High School with 8:08 left in the second quarter. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back after a message from our sponsors.
Insurance is exciting.
Are you kidding me? However, Lana Powell State Farm Insurance makes buying insurance a little less painful. Call 752-7639 for a quick quote.
Great insurance, less.
Find the parts and the oil you need to keep your car and equipment running its best at your locally owned Napa Auto Parts. All the best brand names. And when you need professional help, Napa can recommend a dozen Napa Car Care Centers with ASE certified technicians.
From what's happening in local political.
Welcome back to East High School as we get more action here in the second quarter. 8:08 remaining here before halftime. Mountain Crest has been wanting to throw the ball a lot, and it's sometimes they've fallen incomplete. Braden Larson's completion percentage is a little bit lower as of this point right now, although he's looked very cool, calm, and collected in the pocket. Mountain Crest is going to come out here.
4th and goal.
Doubles to either side. Egbert to his left. 4th down and goal from the 13. Larson drops back to pass. Launches, ball's tipped high up in the air, and it will fall incomplete. Defensive pressure from the front line. Larson throws the ball right into a big open palm, and great stop from the East Leopards.
Yep, another good stop by East. They are really doing a bend, don't break kind of thing where, Mount Crest is able to move the ball and then they just stop them down there. It has been a defensive battle in that aspect of the game for sure on both sides.
Now, if you're the East Leopards, you're hoping for some type of spark on offense.
Yeah.
Your defense has been bend, don't break. At this point, Coach, the defense of East has not allowed any points given up by the Mustangs.
No.
It's been the offense that's given up points of their own. That's why Mountain Crest leads 2-0. Here comes, again, Ellis in the pistol formation. He'll hand it off to the left-hand side, and Egbert takes the double leg takedown in the backfield. Oh, my goodness.
That was quite a hit. So we don't have stats in front of us, but if we were to look at the stats and see how many yards Mountain Crest's offense has versus East's offense, you would be surprised at the score.
Oh, absolutely.
You would be shocked at the score. But so Mountain Crest's offense able to move when they've got enough range. They've got to work out that red zone.
Yep, it's going to be a focus point for sure in practice, regardless of the outcome of this game. Carter Egbert is getting more progression towards the end zone on defense for the Mustangs than the Mountain Crest offense can. Here comes another handoff to the left-hand side, and Mountain Crest is really there to wrap him up and bring him down for a gain of 1. 3rd down and 11 coming up for the Leopards. Not a whole lot. They haven't been able to show anything more than just a simple handoff to the left hand or the right hand. Mountain Crest has been bringing up pressure, and their linebackers have been stellar up until this point.
They really have. Yeah, Egbert has done amazing so far.
Egbert and Huerta have been in the backfield almost every time. Here's East again in that spread pistol. Here comes the pass, looking left, throws it across his body, and is juggled and dropped near the 20-yard line, incomplete. 4th down for East.
And Mountain Crest will get another shot offensively, barring something happening here.
Right.
And I don't know if their snapper and their long snapper are the same, because their snapper has been having troubles through this game for East.
Well, East will line up in punt formation. 4th down and 11, and the ball is spotted right at their own 11-yard line. Back to receive is Larson, and it looks like Micah Clemens. And their cleats are firmly planted on the east side of the field. They're anticipating something here. Rugby scrib kick high into the left. It will take a dive near the 30-yard line, and it will end up being about a 16-yard punt for the East.
I was watching in the pregame, and the punter was struggling a little bit out there. So, and again through this game.
That was, I believe,
30-yard line.
I'll have to get another check on that punter because I didn't get a number on it. 1st down and 10 from the 30-yard line. If this game's taught us anything, Coach, is that these first 10 yards are going to be a piece of cake, right? But it's the inside 20.
Inside 20 that'll be
It's going to be a tough one. Huerta will swap position to the left side of Larson. He'll survey and get the motion. It'll be a fake sweep. Larson will go up to the right side, and he'll run around the defensive end, and a holding call is going to come on in.
Yep.
And that is going to be against Tupuola on the right-hand side, I believe. Maybe it's not. That looks like number 58.
And in high school, they don't call the number.
Well,
I mean, we do, but they don't.
I can tell you who it was. It looked like it was Brenton Lishman. Yeah, you're guilty.
Take that, Brenton Lishman.
Sorry, man. They don't give the number. Well, I'm going to give it to you. It was Brenton Lishman that held on the far right-hand side, the right tackle.
And they may have changed things up because the Tupulas are the tackles, the starting tackles out there. And it looks like they're back to that as well.
Well, maybe I was wrong. Maybe Brenton Lishman got
he came in from the guard position.
Here we go. Trips to the near-hand side. Larson gets the snap. We'll hand it off the middle. Good lane for Huerta. Cuts up the middle and gets drugged down from behind. A good pickup and run after the tackle from Elijah Kwok.
Picked up the 10 from the hold that
Tackled by number 58, Kwok.
that they lost.
6:17 left in the second quarter. Multiple chances for points, very minimal in terms of scoreboard movement here in the first half so far in Salt Lake City.
You're one busted play from either one of these teams going up quite a bit.
Larson, quick toss. This is Muir, catches it near the 25-yard line and falls forward for a quick gain of 5. And Mountain Crest has been hitting that 5-yard curl on either side. There's a little gap in between the linebacker and corner that they can't seem to cover.
Yeah.
Mountain Crest pushes forward to 6, comes back to 5, gets 5 yards.
So when Mountain Crest I'll wait till the end of this and then right there.
There it is again, 5-yard gain.
When you know how Mountain Crest was doing all the motion and everything, you saw no east moving. That tells you they're in a zone, sitting in a zone, which has told them, hey, there's going to be gaps in that zone, and that's what Mountain Crest is taking advantage of.
There'll be pockets.
Mm-hmm. You just go right in between the linebacker and the corner, and
there's a fumble in the exchange above the head of Larson, brought down, and Larson covers the football like a hot potato, and it will be second down and about 19 after that fumbled exchange.
Wow.
And man, just for how, efficient Mountain Crest offense has been, it's just been like 3 steps forward, 1 step back.
Right.
No points.
No points, yep.
Second down and 20 is what's going to be. As they've been backed up to the 30-yard line, they've got to get to the 10 for a first down. Well, you probably know what's coming. Larson's going to throw the ball. Trips to the right-hand side. It's a quick screen. Get it over there to Olsen. He'll follow his blockers and fall forward for a gain of 8.
Right, big pickup after that loss. But now you're still at 3rd and 11, 12.
By number 24.
So. And a lot of it is just the fact that you've got to execute.
Yeah, it's just execution.
Yeah.
You got all the pieces there. You just got to put it together.
Yep. Yep.
No, White Hat gives a quick whistle. 3rd down and 13, and they're going to send off a defensive player for East. That's number 10, Solomone Tupo, senior strong safety. And now East is going to look like they are in a little bit of a man coverage here. Another quick toss, and Olsen almost drops it in between his knees, gets past one man and gets up near the marker for a first down. It's going to be 4th down and 2, Coach.
4th down and 2, yeah.
It's been quick pass for the Mustangs.
Well, and what you're trying to do is you're trying to get that defense to suck up so you can switch down. But as long as they're going to hold off, wow, they really didn't.
Well, he must have stepped out a little ways beforehand. I thought that the official was a little bit closer. It's going to actually be 4th down and a long 3.
Long 3, yeah.
Far sideline at the 13-yard line.
Hillcrest 7, Logan 27. Ridgeline 7, Morgan 7. Close game. Morgan is a tough 318.
Yeah. It's like 4th down, and here comes a wishbone look, and Larson drops the snap, and we're going to get a timeout.
Ooh, a lucky timeout.
Lucky timeout by Coach Visser. That's the second one. There will be one more left for the Mustangs.
That score, even though how good Morgan is, that surprises me a little bit that it's 7-7 in the second with Ridgeline and Morgan.
Morgan, people tend to forget about Morgan, especially when you're a big fan of maybe 4A, 5A, 6A football in the state of Utah. Morgan High School is a fun team to watch, and they are a powerhouse team as well.
They really are. They very much look like West Side from where you used to do it. Just what they do really well.
What type of offense do they run?
I don't think it's a wing tee, obviously.
Yeah.
But it is a run-heavy offense. But it's they focus on blocks. Like they must do blocking drills all day long because they're just so good at that. Last year they beat Skyview. They beat every 4A team they faced. And I think they went undefeated all the way through the state. So,
all right, we get a 4th down and 3 out on the far hash. They're going to come back out in that wing, like wishbone offense look.
Yep.
Maybe they're going to try and push East back from 3 yards out. That'd be pretty impressive if they could. Fake. Larson, pressure off the right side. Ball in the end zone. Caught. Touchdown. Mountain Crest. Corner of the end zone. Kai Passy.
Finally connected. Did a good job of pulling up, a lot of getting them to focus on the front, which is what they were trying to do with that wishbone.
And we've got a problem. Braden Larson has not gotten up on the far side. No, wait, this is an East player, excuse me. Wow, that was a little bit of a scary moment
here. We hate to see anybody hurt.
No kidding. I saw the white pants and everybody else around him. It went right down where Larson was, and it looks like it's the defensive tackle that tried to get to him.
Yeah.
And it was, regardless, a great touchdown pass. Larson sold the fake beautifully.
Yeah, he did.
I mean, took a page right out of prime Aaron Rodgers' playbook and rolled to his right, found Kai Passy on the one-on-one route. Passy is able to grab it and then keep it away from everybody above his head.
Away from it, yeah. Oh, looks like he's going to get up. That's good.
And that is number 58. He's been everywhere on the field. That's Kwok.
Yep.
Elijah Kwok.
Getting a little bit of that canyon wind hitting us.
Oh, well, maybe this isn't Kwok. This says 56.
Oh, no, 56.
This is Stefani Mappa.
Yep.
Good thing that Mappa got back up.
Yeah.
Mountain Crest finally gets on the board with under 3:30 left here in the first quarter. And that gets them all the way up to 8 points. Extra point coming up for the Mustangs. Off of the right foot of Brenton Lishman, who I probably falsely called the holding call on, and Lishman bangs it through the uprights. Mountain Crest goes up 9-0 here in East. 3:30 remaining, a little bit of wind picking up here in the later goings of this game. We'll come right back after this quick break from our sponsors.
Insurance is exciting.
Are you kidding me? However, Lana Powell State Farm Insurance makes buying insurance a little less painful. Call 752-7639 for a quick quote.
Find the parts and the oil you need to keep your car and equipment running its best at your locally owned Napa Auto Parts. All the best brand names. And when you need professional help, Napa can recommend a dozen Napa Car Care Centers with ASE certified technicians.
From what's happening in local political...
DD Auto and Salvage is going to pay you the most for junk vehicles. Get rid of your junk vehicles today. Pickup is available. DD Auto and Salvage in Logan. Call 787-1204. That's 787-1204 today. See store for details.
Welcome back here to East High School as we get ready for more action before the end of the second quarter. A little bit of wind out of nowhere. The wind's shifted. Winds of change.
The winds have changed, yep.
Lishman will kick it off. Mountain Crest leads 9-0. East trying to figure out what they can do in order to get back into this game. They're only down 9 points, which, considering all things, I would consider very fortunate for them as Mountain Crest has driven the field. Here's Lishman. He'll take it off the right foot. Good long kick. Solomon touches it, and he'll get it right near his own 2-yard line. Almost stepped out of bounds and gets whacked by Carter Egbert.
Carter Egbert.
Dude, that kid is a man on a mission.
He's everywhere.
Good night.
He's everywhere. And Solomon was lucky he turned because Egbert had a tee on him. If he'd have hit him solid.
Yeah, well, Solomon as well. I mean, he tracked it down at his own 1-yard line. He almost stepped out of bounds at his own 2-yard line.
2-yard line. That would have been a catastrophe for East.
First down and 10 and 3:15 remaining, and this is a huge moment for East to try and stay close in this game. Steal some momentum before halftime. Ellis in the backfield. Pressure shown by the Mustangs. He's going to point to the left-hand side. Snap comes in right to the chest. It will be a fake to the left. Brought down in the back of the end zone. It looks like. Are we going to get another safety? Yes, we are.
We're going to get another safety.
Scally's back to the end zone for a safety.
That Mountain Crest defense just playing
and that
out
looked
of
like
their
Camden
mind.
Atkinson that came running in and brought down Ellis in the end zone. Ellis tried to roll out of pressure, and the Mustang defense just is torpedoed right towards him. 11-0. 2 safeties and a touchdown in this game so far. We'll go ahead and keep it here, Coach. But Mustang defense, a strong point last year, of course.
Yeah.
Now they're showing that they're back to play again, bringing back 9 starters from last year.
Yeah,
the Mustang
9 starters
defense
on defense. And last year the defense was stellar. It was actually the one thing that kept them in a lot of games. And so again, Mountain Crest coming out with the defense, showing some amazing play.
Well, right now, I sure don't want to be playing against the Mountain Crest defense right now. I can tell you that much.
Who was it that got the safety? I didn't pick that up. I'm sorry.
Atkinson is the one for the safety from I imagine.
Yeah.
A huge play by the linebacker, outside linebacker senior in Atkinson, and now East is going to have to kick off again from their own 20-yard line, the second time they've had to do that today.
Yeah. Giving Mountain Crest another good field position should be.
If nothing else, we've come to show that Mountain Crest's offensive capabilities are there, and their defense has come to play immediately.
Yep.
Hot and ready to go. Let me go ahead and get a pen down for an all-state selection at linebacker, Carter Egbert.
Carter Egbert is doing amazing.
Here we go. Left-footed kicker again, high into the left-hand side. Underneath it, it will be fielded by the Mustangs. Shimmy shake across the 50 again. Great field position as
5 on the return.
Clemens will take it across midfield, and the Mustangs, with 3 minutes before halftime, get to go ahead and do it. A lot of stoppage of the clock because there's been a lot of passes, there's been a lot of safeties.
Yeah.
It's been a lot of great football here for the Mustangs.
It has, yeah. And again, there's just a few drop passes from this being a blowout, more of a blowout game.
All right, the Mustang offense, out they come. Larson again in the stacked formation on either side. Larson, quick toss to the right-hand side, and they're seeing something right now that they like. And guess what? If you're going to get 8 yards a pop on the wide receiver screen, this time to Cale Olson on the far-hand side, then you're going to take it.
Yeah, you're going to just keep going to that well.
There they are, same formation. I would not be surprised if we get again. Look how far off they are. This is it. Block, up and through. This is Crofts. First down. 2 minutes and 15 seconds remaining before halftime.
Mountain Crest in a 2-minute drill.
Yeah, and they're going to continue to remain in there. And now they're going to tell the corners of East to get up a little bit closer. There's only one person out there. Larson, again, fakes, goes right, pressure, up the middle. He's got a man open, end zone, no!
Oh, he dropped
it again. Kai Passy
hit him right, literally in the numbers.
There is 14 points somewhere in the universe for the Mustangs.
Sitting on the floor.
It's just not here in Salt Lake City.
No.
2 dropped passes in the end zone.
In the end zone, yep.
Larson fakes the screen. It's what you've been building up for the entire drive.
Yep.
They bite on it. You get one-on-one coverage with Passy again, and Passy has it hit his breadbasket and fall out of bounds.
The safety is
incomplete.
The East safety, number 24, is shaken up. but he stayed in.
Maybe another long shot.
Another long shot at him if you're taking a good look at that.
Larson, all the time, right-hand side. This one lobs high. It's going to be undercut and caught. That one hung in the air for a while. We're going to get a completion inside the 5.
It was right into the wind, so it kind of,
yes, it
wind
did.
Caught it. But luckily, Mountain Crest able to come back and get to the ball.
About 95 seconds left before halftime. Mountain Crest is trying to get another touchdown on the board before they go into the half. And the wind is picking up here. We apologize if there's some type of disturbance. I'm trying to cover my microphone as I talk into my clipboard. I'm doing my head coaching impression here.
Exactly.
2 wide receivers to the left, running back to the right. Motion from Olsen. Inside to the wing formation. Fake the run. Flow across the body. Huerta catches it at the 1, and he is brought down at the 1. Good tackle by East.
Yep, that was a really good stop by East because he was right there.
Huerta brought down by Kwok, who was there. 45 seconds remaining here before halftime, and now Carter Egbert has run in at running back, and I think he's probably going to get this handoff, if I'm not mistaken.
What I'm
this
guessing.
is probably
I would go right in the A gap.
There it is, Carter Egbert, but guess what? He goes off one tackle into the end zone. He was stopped for a 3-yard loss, but East cannot wrangle him in there.
You cannot arm tackle him. It's got to be with the body.
Carter Egbert in for the score, and we should probably keep track of these touchdown passes. So Kai Passy, to kind of recap, 1 safety in the first quarter after the errant snap, and then Kai Passy with the touchdown pass from 13 yards out.
Okay.
Another safety, and now Carter Egbert runs it in from 3 yards out. Lishman for the PAT. Snap is down, kick is up through the wind, knifes through, and no good.
Kick is no good.
It will stay 17-0. We'll go into the break, or rather take a break, come back for the final 27 seconds right after this on 107.7 KLZX.
DD Auto and Salvage is going to pay you the most for junk vehicles. Get rid of your junk vehicles today. Pickup is available. DD Auto and Salvage in Logan. Call 787-1204. That's 787-1204 today. See store for details.
Insurance is exciting.
Are you kidding me? However, Lana Powell State Farm Insurance makes buying insurance a little less painful. Call 752-7639 for a quick quote.
Searching for copiers and printers? Les Olson IT has what you need. Find reliable HP printers, award-winning Sharp copiers, and high-end Ricoh graphic systems.
Les Olson IT.
All right, 17-0 is the scene set here with 27 seconds before halftime. The wind has picked up just a little bit here at East High School. Kind of picked up in the last 5 minutes or so, and it usually happens. All of you outdoorsmen out there know that the wind's going to start coming down the mountain about this time.
Yep.
And that's what's happening right now. Rice-Eccles Stadium to our left, Highland High School in the small distance beyond here, and here comes another kick from Lishman as his own 40-yard line. This one's going to sky up in the air, going to be brought in at about the 5. 2 different East players wrestle for it at the 5, come up the middle, and they're going to get upended at about the 20-yard line. And man, right now, it's the blocking right now for the kick return of East is kind of a little bit non-existent. You're getting people right in your face immediately in this one. First down and 10 for East, and we'll see if the Leopards are just going to want to run the ball and try and figure out something for halftime here, or if they're going to try and launch something long. Not a ton to do with 18 seconds.
No.
And they are going to bring out Ellis in the pistol formation. They've not done anything besides the pistol, and it will run up the middle. Left-hand side, run into a couple linebackers for a gain of 1. And that's going to go ahead and bring us into halftime. We'll talk a little bit about what we've seen, what the Mustangs have done well, what you'd like to see a little bit more of, how East can come back into this game, and more during our halftime show. Our broadcast today has been brought to you in part by the Cater Shop. The Cater Shop is the one-stop shop for all of your dress needs. You can go ahead and find them on Main Street. We'll go ahead and talk a little bit more about this. Coach, before we go into halftime, just your raw thoughts before we come back.
Mountain Crest seems like their offense is finally starting to get a spark inside the red zone, doing some things that they need to do. If they can figure that out, Mountain Crest is going to be in good shape.
All right, we'll go ahead and take a break. Come back to you after this. Mountain Crest leads 17-0 here at East High School. We'll come back and tell you a little bit more about it after this quick break from our sponsors.
Insurance is exciting.
Are you kidding me? However, Lana Powell State Farm Insurance makes buying insurance a little less painful. Call 752-7639 for a quick quote.
Searching for copiers and printers? Les Olson IT has what you need. Find reliable HP printers, award-winning Sharp copiers, and high-end Ricoh graphic systems.
Les Olson IT.
When a client walks into the office, I want them to feel like they have a team that is full-time working for them.
We really start from the ground up, setting our goals, understanding your situation, and then building the plan to maximize that quality of life.
Visit Adams Wealth Advisors.
Searching for copiers and printers? Les Olson IT has what you need. Find reliable HP printers, award-winning Sharp copiers, and high-end Ricoh graphic systems.
Les Olson IT.
DD Auto and Salvage is going to pay you the most for junk vehicles. Get rid of your junk vehicles today. Pickup is available. DD Auto and Salvage in Logan. Call 787-1204. That's 787-1204 today. See store for details.
At Planet Fitness, you'll get energy without the judgment.
Hi, can you help me with this? This is better.
Join the judgment-free zone today for $15 a month. Planet Fitness. Big fitness energy for all.
Insurance is exciting.
Are you kidding me? However, Lana Powell State Farm Insurance makes buying insurance a little less painful. Call 752-7639 for a quick quote.
Insurance.
Welcome back to East High School, and here in the halftime show, brought to you in part by our wonderful sponsors at Planet Fitness. That's Big Fitness Energy for all benefits, all less. And we apologize as a few of our ads are just not working.
Not working,
but
I guess,
you know, like I can do the live reads, I guess. So that's totally fine.
Nope.
Let's talk a little bit about this first half. Number one, the Mountain Crest offense. Coach, we've seen them be able to move up and down the field. Braden Larson looks like he's very much in control.
Yeah.
He looks like he's able to really command this offense. There is an aspect missing from what what you're expecting from the Mustangs here. And you talked a little bit about it and alluded to it in the first half. Talk a little bit more about what it is that Mountain Crest is missing in terms of offense right now.
It's the drop passes is really the big thing. We know of basically 14 points, slash 12 points, whatever you want to point them, that they've left in the end zone. And I think that's something that can be cleaned up because Mountain Crest's receivers are, in the past been really good at, getting the ball, all of those things. But the run game has also been sputtering a little bit, but that's the one thing that East has been keying on is that run game.
Yeah.
The other thing that I have noticed is Braden Larson is very poised, but he is also getting flushed out of that pocket more than he should. Mountain Crest's offensive line has got to be a little bit more stout when it comes to the pass game, and do a little bit better job with the run game, sure.
Defensively, not much to gripe about for the Mustangs as they've really not allowed anything in this game so far. East has gone backwards and backwards only as they've had 2 safeties to their name tonight.
Yep.
4 points by the defense for Mountain Crest, which has been pretty impressive.
Yes. And with if I'm not mistaken, they have not. East does not have a first down.
I don't think so. I don't think East has garnered a first down in this one yet. If you want to talk a little bit about the offensive prowess, or really the scheme of what Mountain Crest has been doing, East has been backing off highly, and Mountain Crest has been working the screen game a lot, although you can tell that they've got an itchy trigger finger to want to go down the field with Larson right now.
Right.
They're going to want to go ahead and just make it a little bit easy on themselves. I'd love to see that run game start to work with Egbert and Huerta and others as you kind of get going with this.
Well, one of the things that you can lead off of, because we noticed they're doing that short pass to the outside, which is where they've gotten some yards that way. You've got a lot of things that could lead off of that as well, including a draw or even a pump deep pass. So there's a lot to work on there.
Yes. If we were to talk a little bit about the East side of things and what they can do to improve, right now, kind of been a little bit one-dimensional. It seems like we haven't seen a whole lot of variety of their offense at this point. There's been some miscues, ball going in between the legs. If you're talking to East right now, what would you like to see from them in order to see, a game back in this, to kind of push the Mustangs and get back into it?
Well, the very first thing they need to do is address that front line. They have got to, they're not talking. What happens when you're an offensive line that's not talking, you're getting linebackers that will come through those gaps untouched. And that's exactly what Mountain Crest is doing. They're coming through untouched, getting in the backfield. And that comes all down to the center and the guards. They have got to talk, and so they know who they're picking up. And of course, it's from the inside out. That's where you've got to start. The second thing is I would like to see them do some quick passes if they're going to get back into it, because he doesn't have a lot of time in there, but the middle of the field will be open because Mount Crest, like East, is sending linebackers up.
Absolutely. Well, Coach, before we go back into the start of the second half, why don't you go ahead and give us an update from the scores around the region and what's going on here?
So in the second, it's Bear River 7, Cedar 30. In the second, Logan 40, Hillcrest 7. A big game for Logan. At halftime, Green Canyon 0, Provo 17. The last update we had at the end of the half, Ridgeline was up 13-7 over Morgan. 2 tough teams. Those two are 2 very good teams.
Well, good. We're going to go ahead and take one more quick break. We'll come back for the start of our second half right after this here on 107.7 KLZX.
From what's happening in local political elections to breaking news to photo galleries and replays of the latest games. If it's happening in our community, it's on CashValleyDaily.com and the Cache Valley Daily app. Local, relevant news on CashValleyDaily.com.
Find the parts and the oil you need to keep your car and equipment running its best at your locally owned Napa Auto Parts. All the best brand names. And when you need professional help, Napa can recommend a dozen Napa Car Care Centers with ASE certified technicians.
When a client walks into the office, I want them to feel like they have a team that is full-time working for them.
We really start from the ground up, setting our goals, understanding your situation, and then building the plan to maximize that quality of life.
Visit Adams Wealth Advisors.
From what's happening in local
When a client walks
DD Auto and Salvage is going to pay you the most for junk vehicles. Get rid of your junk vehicles today. Pickup is available. DD Auto and Salvage in Logan. Call 787-1204. That's 787-1204 today. See store for details.
Searching for copiers and printers? Les Olson IT has what you need. Find reliable HP printers, award-winning Sharp copiers, and high-end Ricoh graphic systems.
Les Olson IT.
From what's happening political election.
All right, welcome back here to East High School. I am Cody Olson, your voice of the Mountain Crest Mustangs, joined here with Coach Olson to my right. We get about 2 minutes more of extra halftime so we can talk a little bit about this game so far. Good game from the Mustangs, up 17-0. They've got 2 defensive scores off of 2 safeties, 2 offensive scores with really an opportunity to have gotten a whole lot more in the first half. East can only go up from here. It feels like this has been a game dominated by Mountain Crest so far. I'd like to see Ellis be a little bit more dual threat. You're right, Coach. The front 5 of East right now does seem a little bit out of place. They seem a little bit out of it. They need to be able to talk. I want to see that from East. I want them to be able to communicate. I want to get back to something a little bit more easy for them to do. Right. And right now, running up the middle into Carter Egbert's arms is not going to be the move.
No.
Maybe a screen or two can try to get the linebackers, to play a little bit more off, to be a little bit more honest. Because right now, Mountain Crest has not seen anything to tell them otherwise that why can't I just take Carter Egbert and go right up the middle gaps right now.
Well, and throughout time and memoriam, when you think of East, you think of the run game, but you've really at this point got to open up your playbook a little bit because Mountain Crest is just eating them alive in that run game.
Well, it's a little bit of a windy second half as we start here. Great energy in the stands. The East faithful have shown up. A lot of students have shown up in jerseys.
Yeah, it's Jersey night.
Jersey night. We get a lot of Joe Ingles, LeBron James, Larry Birds. I see Luka Doncic. Lots of fun stuff out there in the stands here.
Yeah,
including some hockey jerseys.
There's some hockey jerseys in there. Yeah,
Utah's becoming a little bit of a hockey state.
Yes, it is. Yes, it is. Not too long ago, I got to meet one of the 3 Coyote fans that they had.
One of the 3, and they felt bad about losing it. Right.
But the 3 of them got together and hugged it out, and I think they're going to be okay.
Yeah. Well, they can always come up here for.
Yeah, they can come up here for the games.
Fine. All right, Mountain Crest, like we mentioned, East will receive the opening second half kickoff, and this is going to be, I keep saying it, but you'd love to get points here at this point, and you want to get back into this game, put a little bit of pressure on the Mustangs, and not have them tee off on you a couple times. So Lishman will kick it off.
If you're Mountain Crest, you love that you're coming out with your defense because that has been a staple.
Yep. It is,
but it's part of Mountain Crest's thing is that they've got to stay really in it. You can't let off defensively.
Absolutely. It's Solomon and Vake, I believe, that is back for East, and Vake will come up, take it at the grab at the 10-yard line. He's going to run off to the left-hand side, get wrapped around the ankles. Great tackle there by number 10, Owen Isom, senior DB.
On the return free.
And off we go into the second half.
5-yard line will be 1st and 10. Leopard.
Because 17 points is not a blowout by any.
Absolutely not.
No. So both teams, Mountain Crest really got to keep going if they want to wrap up this game. They have got to play defense and offense.
1st down and 10 for East, working out of their own side. They're working from south to north, going towards Rice-Eccles Stadium. Pistol formation again. Ellis will get down into the squat, hand it off to the middle. A little bit more of a push for the Leopards, but not much. A gain of 1. And it looks like he just ran into a wall. Mount Crest not really giving up much of anything. And in on the tackle, it looks like who else but Carter Egbert and big number 0, Cruz Ramos.
Well, and part of the great thing about Mountain Crest's linebackers are they not only hit hard, they are fast. They are a really fast group.
2nd down and 8 for East. Again in the deep squat. It's going to be the screen pass to the right-hand side, and Mountain Crest will rally and tackle. It is just, you are getting suffocated the moment you get the ball.
Yeah.
3rd down and 11 after a loss of 3 on that play.
There is not a lot of blocking past that offensive line.
It'll be 3rd and 8.
But, East is trying some different things here.
Which is what you need to do, absolutely.
You've got to find out what's going to work for you.
And if you can't get blocking out away from the muddle and the screens, what else can you do?
Yeah.
Pistol formation again, Ellis. Snap into his waiting arms. He's going to get pressure immediately in his face. Goes to the right, then to the left, back to the right, throws the ball up into the middle of nowhere, and there is a man in the area, in the vicinity. But you're right.
He was lucky.
He was lucky because he threw that not looking where it was going, and it will go incomplete
now,
out of
where it didn't go
bounds.
to the line of scrimmage, though. I guess if there is somebody in that area, it doesn't matter.
It does not matter. You're correct. 4th down and 11, and Ellis had maybe a second to think, and then he had pressure immediately in his face.
In his face. He was running for his life immediately. Wow. And this punt is going to be interesting because it's kind of into the wind, and their punter has struggled tonight.
Yeah, he's averaged about 15 yards a punt, so we'll see where this goes. Long snap into the waiting arms. He'll take his time, and this one is fairly decent. He'll go up near the 50 and fair caught exactly at the 50.
Yeah, much better punt.
Caught by Braden Larson.
But again, Mountain Crest has not started much behind their. Other than the first kickoff, they've been around the 50 or closer.
That's true because they've had good kick returns as well.
Yeah, they have.
It will be Huerta that starts off for the Mustangs in the running back position. And, I was going to say, wow, isn't it so weird that you're having your quarterback field punts? But then I think back to 2016 and the Ridgeline Riverhawks first year, and I was like, oh, yeah, we had our quarterback fielding punts as well.
Well, quarterback fielded punts. He played free safety with you, the running back.
We played everywhere.
Quarterback was free safety.
Here we go. Quick toss to the left-hand side, scooped up off the shoelaces and falling forward for a gain of 2. That was better defense by East, who's been giving that up all game. 10:30 remaining in the 3rd.
They were ready for that.
So a little bit of a defensive adjustment.
2nd and 8.
2nd down and 8. Larson.
And this is where you want to go back to that more of an inside run because they're looking for that outside pass.
Yeah. I'd love to see a QB draw here because, everybody's jumping to the outside. You only have to get past one layer.
Yeah.
Let's see if that... Maybe I'm Nostradamus here. 2 wide receivers to the near side, out on the far side hash. Larson again to the left, and he leads his man towards a defender, but it will be a gain of about 6.
Number 7.
Kale Olson, the junior. And Kale's been kind of a favorite target for Larson so far in this game.
He was really a standout last year as a sophomore. And this year, he's coming out and stepping right back into that.
3rd down and 2, and the Mustangs are not hustling whatsoever. They're being methodical, and this is kind of a byproduct in a kind of a callback to last year. They were a methodical offense. They took their time. 5 on the play clock. Another quick screen on the right. Here comes up the right-hand side, down the sideline, and whacked out of bounds near the 30. Back again, that's McCray Crofts.
By number 24.
Everybody's getting a chance to catch the football no matter where you're at, and those outside wide receiver screens have been really productive for the Mustangs throughout the game, although East has done a pretty good job of
First down will be at the 30-yard line.
cracking down on it in the second half so far. That's the first one that we've seen that's kind of broken loose again.
Yeah.
They're going to go bunch formation on the right-hand side.
Again, the game
clock wasn't going.
The game clock wasn't going, and now
it is.
Now it is, but now it's not. It stopped again. We might be here till midnight.
It's very possible. Larson launching into double coverage, and East, good coverage, but not able to get in the area of it.
Yeah, kind of sailed on him a little bit.
Pass is incomplete.
This has been a rough go for our clock operator tonight.
The clock operator. He's lost his bonus, from what they told me, so.
8:40.
Which at the high school level isn't very much anyway,
right, I think it's a donut.
Yeah.
And maybe a pop at the concession stands.
They didn't give him one at halftime. That was what they were like, no.
That's tough.
Normally we would give you a pop at halftime, but bad job.
2nd down and 10 for the Mustangs at the East 30-yard line. Offset back to the left. 2 wide receivers to either side. Here comes that QB draw that we talked about. Larson will fall forward and slide. I like the way that Larson's
quarterback keep
protecting himself. We saw last year what this Mountain Crest offense looks like. It wasn't anemic, but they were missing an aspect of who they were with Larson out with a broken collarbone in week 7.
Yeah, well, it's hard that far into the season. It's hard, period, to lose your quarterback, especially when he's such a linchpin in there. And Muir, who was the backup and did a good job, he's actually out there quite a bit as a wide receiver, getting some action tonight.
So here's Muir making the switch to the cross. Here comes that leak out, and Larson's initials leak out play doesn't work, and he gets his helmet knocked off. Big hit by East.
Yep. And he may, do they still have the rule where you have to come out if your helmet comes off?
It's very possible.
Goes by number 55, Leahy.
Yeah, they're not going to make him, though.
Well, I don't think Mountain Crest is going to run anybody out unless they're forced to do so.
They not like us. They not like us. They not like us. They not like
Ultimate bop.
Yep.
Certified Hood Classic. Not like us.
Not
Blasting
like us.
here at East.
And we are going to go for it.
4th down and 12.
4th and 12.
What more can you do, right? And the East fans believe that he's got to sit out, and I think they're probably right.
They are correct.
Yeah.
I think you might be able to take a timeout
and then bring him back.
Bring in, but
who knows?
But
I think you're right, though. If your
helmet comes off, you have to come out. So, but again, that rule might be if you take a timeout, that might be. And I don't quite understand that rule, to be honest, but.
There's a lot of rules I don't understand.
You know what the one rule
why you don't feed gremlins after midnight?
You don't
I don't understand that one.
So, and this is the one why we're at a timeout. I'll talk about this.
Okay.
The rule, the hurdle rule. I actually really don't like the hurdle rule. It's supposed to protect the players, but I honestly think more players are harmed by allowing somebody to take their knees out than to hurdle them. And that's just my 2 cents in it.
That makes sense. I think that there's a very small. Here's the thing. There's a small minority of players that I think at the high school level that are able to accomplish a feat such as a hurdle. So maybe you're just trying to 95% of the kids can't do it. Makes it tough for the 5 that are really 5-star athletes.
Right.
I don't know. I agree though. You want to protect your knees.
Yeah, you really do.
But I can see both sides, absolutely. 4th down and 12. Here we go. After the timeout, Larson remains in, so it looks like he's able to do so. He's going to drop back to pass, sets his feet, steps up into the pocket, launches a laser, and it is going to be incomplete.
Yep.
Good defense by East. They were all over
Yep.
Cale Olson at the 15-yard line. Nowhere to go, and it didn't seem like there was a ton of wide receivers down the field.
No.
Looked like it was almost like a 2-man route that Mountain Crest sent down out there.
I think they held back one, if not two, running backs to try and protect, give him a little bit more time back there. But, yeah. Again, East defense has been stellar down on their side because they've been pinned. You know, they've had a short field all night and yet still able to stop Mountain Crest.
7:03 left in the third. Mountain Crest leads 17-0 on the left hash. East, and the ball goes over the head of Ellis. That poor kid's had a rough night tonight, and a lot of it hasn't really been his fault.
No, he's... it is tough when you're trying to wrangle that snap, and then there's people right in your face the minute you get it. That makes it tough.
I wish that we had a statistician with us, because I think that the total offensive yardage for East
is negative.
Might be in the negatives,
It is,
Coach.
in the negative.
And I mean that, like, great defense from Mountain Crest, but I think a lot of it is self-inflicted wounds as well for the East Leopards. 2nd down and 20 plus. Ellis, quick toss in the middle, and it's caught, and our umpire gets rolled up on.
Down.
Is he going to be okay? It's going to be down at the 30 or the 28-yard line, and he gets back up.
Yeah, he's going to get back up.
Good stuff. He was right in the middle of the thick of it.
Yeah, that was... At high school, it's painful. At college, it's really hurts.
Yeah.
The NFL, they cart you off.
Yeah.
So...
Good offensive play on 2nd down. A quick slant leads to a gain of about 9. Ellis again will pass. Egbert right in his face, bringing him down, and the ball gets thrown forward. And I think the flag should probably come out. No, I don't think so. I think Ellis just kind of launched the ball forward.
He threw it. Yeah, that's either a fumble or it's a grounding.
Penalty.
It's one of the two. I don't know how you could not get away with a grounding call on that. Unless he was on the ground, they're calling him in the dirt before he threw it.
That might be it. And they are spotting the ball there.
Yeah, they're spotting it back there, so that's what it is, yeah.
3rd down and a long ways. Fourth down and a long ways. Let's just say
25.
that.
4th and 28.
And this is dangerous. This is where we got the safety for Mountain Crest in the first.
Ball is low, scooped up by the punter, and it will go off of his left foot high in the air. Up and takes a hop near the 35, rolls forward to about the 40, and that's where it will stop. So that was a better punt there.
Got a good bounce for it.
About a 25-yard punt that time for East Leopards. Let's take
did have to scoop it up again.
Yeah, they did. He did. We're going to have to East will probably have to work on some long snaps. We'll keep it here. The offense is pretty quick. 5:33 left in the third quarter. Our third quarter today is brought to you in part by our friends at Young Automotive. Think young, drive young. It's great to have football back, Coach. I've said it a few times, but I mean, it's beautiful. College football will be starting soon. I believe on the 30th of August, we're going to get our first Utah State game.
Yes.
Which, who knows what happens there.
Yeah, that's a mystery.
Braden Larson, 1st down and 10. Gets it and dumps it off to Ramos. It goes right through his hands and out of bounds. So, drops for the Mustangs is going to be something that they'll talk about as well. This is the first game of the season. Both teams definitely have a lot to work on and clean up.
Yeah. Defensively, both teams not terrible. If you're East and you're like, hey guys, we've held Mountain Crest to 17, and we've been on our side of the field the entire game.
Yeah. Usually at the beginning parts of the season, no matter what level of football you're talking about, usually defense is a little bit farther ahead.
Yeah.
Larson in the middle. Passy cannot bring it in. Another drop. It was a little bit behind, but I'm going to consider it a drop.
It hit you in the hands. You got to catch that.
3rd down and 10. A total of 10 seconds has been taken off the clock in those two plays that we've had. It's tough.
It's tough, yeah. About
5:21 remaining in the third. We'll get an update of the other region games around the Horn after this drive of Mountain Crest. 3rd down and 10 on the near side hash. And I don't know if Mountain Crest competed in a lot of passing leagues this spring, but they would be benefiting from it now.
Yeah.
Larson launching long. Passy and splits two wide receivers. Olsen and Passy were there. It goes right in between the two of them. Incomplete at the 10-yard line. It looked like 4 verts by the Mustangs, and we get a 4th down and 10. Mountain Crest has not been able to move the football at all.
No.
Larson's going to go over to Visser on the far side, and at this point, you might want to get the reps at punt. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know, yeah. I mean, it's one of those things where you look at it. If Mountain Crest is lucky enough to come away with a win tonight, you got a lot to work on offensively.
Larson steps up in the pocket, flush to the left. He's wanting to throw. East coming up to get him. A race to the corner, and he gets across the line to gain for the first down. He picks up 15 all the way up to the 25 on the quarterback scramble.
I think he may be our lead rusher as well.
I think he might be. I think he might be because
he's had several that were like 8, 9, and
15.
real close to the first down.
Yeah, absolutely.
So, yeah.
No points yet in the second half for either team. Mountain Crest went into the half up 17-0. We remain so at the first down and 10 at the 25-yard line. Larson, handoff this time to Huerta. Up and through. He bounces off of one, drags another for a gain of about 3.
And you know, that's not bad. 3 yards on a run is not bad at all.
Absolutely not. We've got an East player down again, another defensive lineman slow to get up, and we get a stoppage of play. We'll take the break as well. We'll come back after this. Mountain Crest driving in on East late in the 3rd.
From what's happening in local political elections, to breaking news, to photo galleries and replays of the latest games. If it's happening in our community, it's on CashValleyDaily.com and the Cache Valley Daily app. Local, relevant news on CashValleyDaily.com.
Find the parts and the oil you need to keep your car and equipment running its best at your locally owned Napa Auto Parts. All the best brand names. And when you need professional help, Napa can recommend a dozen Napa Car Care Centers with ASE certified technicians.
When a client walks into the office, I want them to feel like they have a team that is full-time working for them.
We really start from the ground up, setting our goals, understanding your situation, and then building the plan to maximize that quality of life.
Visit Adams Wealth Advisors.
DD Auto and Salvage is going to pay you the most for junk vehicles. Get rid of your junk vehicles today. Pickup is available. DD Auto and Salvage in Logan. Call 787-1204. That's 787-1204 today. See store for details.
Searching for copiers and printers? Les Olson IT has what you need. Find reliable HP printers, award-winning Sharp copiers, and high-end Ricoh graphic systems.
Les Olson IT.
After number 54, senior defensive lineman D. Moala Bernard is able to be hopped off the field under his own power. Mountain Crest will go ahead and take over again offensively. 2nd down and 7 on the left side hash inside the 25-yard line. Larson to drop back to pass again. 5-step drop. He's going to look left, roll right. A lot of space in front of him. He's going to tuck it under his arm and run towards the 12-yard line and get ushered out of bounds. That will be a good pickup for Larson again. And I think you are right, Coach. I think he is the leading rusher for the team tonight. And you know, running back by committee, lots of people could probably get it, but in my opinion, you didn't expect Larson to be your leading rusher.
No, that's not necessarily a good sign. Even with a running quarterback, that your quarterback is your leading rusher. But with his wide receivers dropping the ball, he's got to get the yards somehow. So
the ball has really been Braden Larson is the catalyst of everything here. He's running and throwing. Here comes another spread. They're going to give it off to Egbert, and this time East is not going to let him really get anywhere. A little scrum at the line of scrimmage, nowhere to go.
Yeah, right there in the tackles there. It was tough getting the yardage there.
Egbert ran into a brick wall.
Yep, the way Egbert runs reminds me a lot of Aaron Bell from last year. He was a real hard runner like that, straight up the middle, kind of a deal.
Aaron Bell, though, not to discredit Egbert, I think, like, had a little bit more shifty vision.
Shifty in vision,
Egbert's like, I see daylight. Here goes my head, like right into that hole. So a little bit maybe short-sighted running. It sounds a little bit more negative. Here comes the handoff to Ramos. Ramos to the 5 and cut under the legs at the 5-yard line. 3rd down and 1.
I like the draw. I like the draw call there.
And you mentioned this early on in the first half, Coach, but the defensive ends and linebackers of East are running up. They're getting flushed upfield quite a bit.
Yeah.
And Mountain Crest's offensive tackles are more than happy to usher them up that field.
Yep.
It is opening up the middle for draws and delayed handoffs and things like that in the middle.
And some running by Larson as well.
3rd down and 2 is what's going to be. Shift to quads on the right side. Empty set here for Larson. The quick toss to the right. Here comes into the end zone. Touchdown, no. There's going to be a holding call. Unfortunate as Brady Muir is able to wiggle his way between a couple different East defenders. And we're going to go marching backwards 10 yards from about that spot, which will take him all the way to the 13-yard line.
13-yard line, yeah, I believe so. Well, he's marking it off from the 5, so that'll actually be a lot farther back.
It's a block in the back, which
is 10 yards from the spot.
Seems as though that's the case.
Yep. So, again,
will repeat 3rd down.
Mountain Crest is really got to work on getting. Again, that red zone is a killer for them.
Larson with his feet planted at the 20. Quick slant, inside, caught. Backpedaling, close to the goal line. He's going to be marked short. A 1st down, though, however, for the Mustangs. It was a very strong laser of a toss on the quick slant to Ramos.
Ramos,
Ramos, not normally one that you put in isolation out on the far side as a big defensive lineman running back, but he got that.
He got him,
inside the 1. Or rather to the 2-yard line.
Almost backpedaled right in.
They're going to give it back to Ramos, and he's going to get the touchdown and flowing inwards, and it will be a score for the Mustangs.
Again, I liked it because it was a lot of run and not necessarily right up the gut kind of a deal, but...
Touchdown Mustangs as they extend their lead now 23-0 over the East High Leopards. PAT pending for Lishman. 2 minutes remaining here in the 3rd quarter.
Lishman, any relative of yours?
He's a relative to all, probably. Up and through the uprights, good. And Mountain Crest goes up 24-0 over East. We'll take the break, come back to you for the final moments of the 3rd quarter. As Mountain Crest flexing its muscles, saying that it's ready for football season. We'll be right back after this quick break.
From what's happening in local political elections, to breaking news, to photo galleries and replays of the latest games. If it's happening in our community, it's on CashValleyDaily.com and the Cache Valley Daily app. Local, relevant news on CashValleyDaily.com.
Find the parts and the oil you need to keep your car and equipment running its best at your locally owned Napa Auto Parts. All the best brand names. And when you need professional help, Napa can recommend a dozen Napa Car Care Centers with ASE certified technicians.
Let's not worry about it. Let's pack it up.
All right, we welcome you back. We appreciate your patience as we had a little bit of a mishap with the internet issues. And what's new, right, with everybody? The current score with about 90 seconds remaining is Mountain Crest 38, East 0. Ellis will drop back to pass, roll to his right, lost the football, scoops it back up into his arms, and then just throws it in the middle of nowhere as our near side judge says, I don't want to deal with
He's
these.
like, I'm not throwing a flag.
It's a minute 05 remaining. It'll give us enough time to talk a little bit about what we liked, what we saw from Mountain Crest tonight. A lot of really good things defensively.
Yes.
Despite the fact that it is 38-0, there's a lot more to improve offensively as well for the Mustangs.
Yes.
Very, very just all-around impressive, dominant night, and a great way to start the season for the Mustangs.
It is. And there were positives here in the second half. They did move the ball a lot better. Granted, it was against an East that was kind of gassed, but still, they were able to move the ball, especially on the outside corners.
Punt from East will go high up in the air. The Mustangs call it off, and it will bounce across the 50-yard line. They'll get away from it, and that will be about it for this game. A lot of the punt unit we saw from East, good things all around. And our white hat will just kind of call the game.
I'd like to thank everybody for coming.
We'll go ahead and just kind of go right into the post-game show before we wrap things up here. Dominant win by the Mustangs. We'll recap the scores that we saw. Two different safeties. Mountain Crest defense played fantastic. Kai Passy caught a pass. Ramos ran it in. So too did Carter Egbert, and we had an additional touchdown pass while we were off of the air.
Yes.
So just a lot of really good stuff for the Mountain Crest Mustangs. Coach, what did you like the most about this overall?
Well, being a defensive coach over the years, I love the defense. I think East ended up with one first down the entire game.
Yeah.
Mountain Crest's defense was smothering, which is a good sign, of course. You could tell East was struggling from the beginning, but definitely a plus on that. I do like the idea that, or the fact that Mountain Crest's offense was able to move the ball a little bit more in the second half on the outside. They were able to get some passes in the end zone. And I like the other thing too, not a lot of flags out there. It was fairly clean. There was a couple holds, which you can obviously work on. But overall, a clean game for Mountain Crest. Like I said, the passing drops, you're going to have that sometimes, but that's definitely something to work on. But overall, a good game for Mountain Crest.
Overall, very impressive. The Mustangs will go 1-0 on the season with a shutout win against the East High Leopards. They'll go home next week to play Uinta on Friday. I'll be on the call for that one. You will not be.
No,
however.
I will be gone, unfortunately. Well, not unfortunately. I'll be gone.
You'll be on vacation.
I'll be on vacation.
I'll be here with you, though, however, and I'll kind of help you through the entirety of it all. We appreciate all of you with your time here as part of this broadcast on 107.7 KLZX. We'd like to go ahead and shout out our friends at Les Holson IT, Lana Powell, State Farm, and DD Auto and Salvage as being our prime and supporters for the Mountain Crest Mustangs here on CashValleyDaily.com. On behalf of us all at CashValleyDaily.com, we say thank you for your patience. We'll continue to get better as we'll be back home.
Where's your back
connected
home,
to
yes.
our home Wi-Fi.
Right.
Home is where the Wi-Fi connects automatically.
Yes.
And we will see you then. Thank you so much, everybody, and we'll sign off. On behalf of myself, Cody Olson, and my broadcast partner, Coach John Olson, we say thank you. And as always, go Mustangs.
This Mountain Crest Mustangs broadcast has been a presentation of 107.7 KLZX and CashValleyDaily.com. Made possible by the support of our sponsors, DD Auto and Salvage, Adams Wealth Advisors, Mountain Crest Booster Club, State Farm Agent Lana Powell, Cache Valley Daily, Young Toyota and Young Honda, Napa Auto Parts, Les Olson IT, The Logo Shop, and Planet Fitness. Watch replays of previous games on CashValleyDaily.com.